How's it going, everybody? Time for some more gaming stuff. My original plans have gone skew-up because I was going to showcase off some SpongeBob stuff, but due to me living in a bad internet thing, there is a cloud error with Steam, which means it can't upload the saves because it's like 200 megs worth of save, and normally the limit for sort of most people's internet is about 100 meg. So upon coming to record, lo and behold, um, everything's been wiped. All the progress that had happened, like since. So there's quite a few bonus levels that I had done that I've got to have to redo, and every single bit of the DLC. So the Tomb Raider stuff, the Final Fantasy stuff, and the SpongeBob stuff. So because of that, and because I need to sort of get through to stuff, I guess doing some of the Lara Croft and the other things I'll showcase off as well, because I do rate that game. It certainly plays just as well on PS4 and Xbox and all that. It's just whether it's because I'm still running obsolete stuff, or as I say with the cloud error stuff, it's just the save file to get uploaded to the cloud is just too big for it to handle. I don't know. So instead, newly released as of the 14th of July is the transport pack for colouring pixels. This is basically sort of your paint by numbers style stuff. As you can see, I think the ones that you have by default are the first three books, the 5 community ones, and the bonus one, which can get updated with various ones over the. I think the ones that came at base were probably those 6. I think 100k players showed up for them reaching 100k on Steam. Valentine's Day. The pattern one, I'm not sure. The birthday cakes for when their birthday stuff. Hexseed, which is their other game, which I don't think I've shown on here. I might get around to it maybe. 1 for St. Patrick's Day. The Pride flag of various forms. The third birthday cake. The launch on the Switch, which they marked. Who Shuffled My Shapes, which I don't know whether I've played that one yet. The 4th birthday one. One in memory of the Queen. One for the New Year, earlier, in the year. Wooloop, which is their new game. A very nice looking one for Ramadan. And then with the launch of the 3rd collection pack, I guess on Switch, they did that. All these other ones, which I'll briefly show you, these are all DLC, which cost about $1 each, I think. That's what it roughly translates at. If you want to get the whole lot, I would suggest waiting until a sale and whatever. Like what just happened, so not great timing. But normally in the sale it's reduced, and you can buy it as a bundle, so it's even cheaper still. I know the latest DLC I managed to get as part of the quote-unquote complete bundle, so it was 10% off the price. So instead of the equivalent of I think it was 89 pence over here in the UK, but the equivalent of $1 would be 90 cents. So it comes down. The one nice thing about the Advent ones that they do every December is, as you can see, they have days on them, and they only open in the order that the days are on. And because the way that they normally stagger it, you see, is the ones that have less pixels to colour in go early, and the ones that have a lot go late. So as you can see, quite a lot of the more complicated ones are actually earlier. You know, day 1, day 3, day 5, day 8. I don't know if that was the same for Advent 2. No, day 1 was sort of, yeah, low to mid tier. And the more complicated ones were sort of later. So I wouldn't be surprised if Advent 4... Oh no, Advent 4 has already happened, yeah. As you can see, I don't own any... I don't have any not owned because I have them all. So, we'll see how many of these we can knock out in... give or take 30-40 minutes. I should be able to get quite a lot of them done. So starting off with the rollerblades. So there's usually like a couple of tactics that I do. I either just try and colour it all in one go, which I'll do for this one. Or I try and systematically like leave the darker colours till last, because or the blacks at least, because it's obviously harder to see the numbers in this. This is also on reverse colour. These should be white boxes with black numbers on, but with the cream background on it, I feel it's easier to have them negative style and have white numbers on black backgrounds, because then I'm looking for an obvious white number as opposed to a black number that could be right next to a lot of black digits. Okay, so we've got most of them. I think it was about 1,000 at the start, but we're down to about 300. And down to about 50 now. That's good. Right, that's all that done. Right, we'll zoom in a bit more to make sure we're not missing any obvious areas. Get the 2s done. Get down there. One there. A few random ones there. Oh. Still in the 500. Just gone under it now. A fair few on the wheels, which makes sense. It seemed like the right colour for a roller skate sort of wheel. So I'm missing some because there's 17. If there's nowhere that I can obviously tell that I'm missing them. I know, there. I'm still missing one. With that, I'll switch to 4. Try and work our way down. It seems like all those colours are sort of linked together in terms of presentation. The 2, the 4s and the 6s all blend. No doubt somebody in chat's going, there's the 2, which I can't see at the minute. I say there's in chat, it's comments because this is pre-recorded, because I don't know how this would work live. I mean, it does work live. I've done Twitch streams with it, but In the case of this, it's easier to just do it like this. I'm thinking of streaming something to YouTube though as part of this stuff. Not entirely sure what off the top of my head, because it's obviously something that needs to present itself relatively good and then also not bog down the computer so you're not getting, there's the two, but you're not getting a massively sort of depreciated experience, if that's the correct wording. Probably isn't, but there you go. The top of the skates are coming on fire. Left, there's a fair few of them. A bit of patination down there. I'll leave the rest. What have we got left down here? 8s and 12s. Oh, and some 10s. Ah, some red highlights to these wheels. Okay. Some patination there. Let's switch to 12 because I think most of those are going to be down here. And then that colour's done as well. There we go. Then do the 40 10s. I might as well do that 11 because that's going to be a relatively quick one. Same probably for the 9s. There's some more 6s. Some 13s. Might as well get those highlights done. There's the remaining 6s. Loads of 7s. There's the remaining 9. There's the remaining 7. Get a load of 5s done. Yeah, nearly there. The one thing I will show off at the end that I haven't done on here, I know I've done it on my Twitch, is the April Fool's one that they did, which was less of an April Fool's and more a daunting task. Because the scale of that one was kind of ridiculous. Oh, we found the remaining 5. So that's just colouring in the rest with the white. And finishing off these skates. There we go. And then we do get sort of a colouring it in. Oh, achievement. That also may be why I keep playing it every month, because there's something in the back of my head that wants to do achievements. Right. Bicycle is going to be very gappy, so at least that's a positive. We'll colour this in. Actually, no. Remove all progress. We'll do this the more systematic way. I don't have to start. I start with 1. It's hard to know which method is quicker. You'd have to, I guess, time it. Which you can do, because it sort of does have like a timer sort of mode attached to it. So that'd be an intriguing way to find out the quickest manner of doing it. See, sometimes that's always the issue with the precision stuff. If you misclick, you then colour a wrong square, and then if you don't pay attention to it later, it's one of those ones that gets lost in the shuffle where you're like, I can't find that number, but because it's already been coloured in, as that is, you lose track. There's enough 5s there, I think I'll leave that one. I think I'll just. I guess I'm now doing a mix, because I guess with as zoomed in as I am, I don't think I'm gonna miss too many important colours. In fact, yeah, I've changed my mind. It's taken too long. When they're all sort of concentrated together in sort of a lump, like some of them have been, it's a lot easier to handle. But when it's sort of spread like as a frame, sometimes it's better to bite the bullet and just hope you're more eagle-eyed. That should be everything there. Yep, it is. Now we'll colour down 2. At least that makes some of these colours a bit more visible, that were the ones that got lost a bit. Into the 2s, yep. So where's the bit that I missed? It's not going to be the wheels. Oh, it's down there. It's that spoke. Although not entirely. Ah, there they are. Right, number 3 will be back up at the top. For a little bit of highlights at least. Around the front-ish light. Selected spoke ends. Now back onto the frame. Less than 100 to colour in, which is good. less than 50. I was going to say a seat would probably have a lot of it. I'm missing 10. There's 2 of them. I'm trying to finish the colours one by one this time rather than going back to one if I can. Da, 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 da. I really don't know where it is, so we'll switch to 4. It will show up at some point. Probably when I colour in the 5s, more than likely. That's where we'll find the Rogue free. Right, now to the 5s. There's the Rogue free. That's all them done. The 5s will be the saddle, because I remember seeing that earlier, and a bit more of the handlebars. I guess the only thing left, oh no, there's that bit there. The front wheel will be a lot. Now on to the 6s, which should pretty much finish majority of the wheels. And clearly the frame. Budget, judging by that big lot of colouring in we had to do. Five around the case. For the light. That's everything done up there. Highlights on the bike now. The actual frame. There we go, that's them done. Now to 8 itself. I might as well do these 9s while they're here, because there's so few of them, you know, there was like 7 I think, along with 4 10s and a couple of 2s, so. And we know where they are. 5 9s, and then just colour that in. Pretty good. I now get sounds for achievements, I didn't before. I guess this is the new Steam UI. So I think we'll do one more because of the time. I wanted to try and do the jet plane, but time-wise, because I want to make the video too long and too big on my hard drive. Actually, the black isn't the majorative colour. It's the darkish navy because it's supposed to be the skateboard skin. The grip on the top. I think we'll leave 2 till last this time. If this is short enough, it might actually be. I might be colouring in the jet plane. I thought this was going to take longer. Clearly not. Where's the 9? Oh. Slight highlights at the end of each board. And then it's just colouring the border. If I can remember where it is. Ding. There's the ding. Yeah, I have got time actually to do it. That was quicker than I thought. This is bulkier, as you can see by the couple of thousand that we've got to colour in. But luckily, because they're bright coloured, that's probably worth doing first. And as you can see, this is sort of the other format that I don't know whether I prefer, but it's easier to handle. And that rather than be a sort of pile of dots here and there, there's a lot of blockiness here. A lot of one colour in a certain bit. As you can see, I've nearly done 1,000 of the number 1 blue, light blue ones. Now below 1,000, so we've definitely done it coloured in over 1,000. A few random ones I missed, and there. Now I'm looking. There's the random section, or at least some of it. Again, it's a rogue solo digit that's missing. Well, there we go, done. Right, we'll do the 2s now. Looks like a lot of the 2s and 3s are at the bottom here. That's the 2s done. And get the 3s, which from the looks of it probably supposed to be like airport towers and buildings for the jet plane. Those are the 4s. Actually, it makes sense to do it like this, what with all the dark colours coming up for 7, 8 and 9. Obviously quite a fair few other white bits, fitting with the fact that obviously if it's sky, you'd have thought a sky would have some sort of representation of clouds in, which is no different for all this. Luckily, the way they seem to be spaced out, other than there in that block, a lot of those dark colours are not close to each other. Now it's facing us. And there's the 12, and there's the 24. And the jet plane is... Ding! The jet plane is done. So, the stuff I definitely want to showcase, the April Fool's one, which was, I think, a free... I don't think you had to pay for it. r/place, if you remember, if you were paying attention. Back in April of 2022. Although I think it happened sort of around April every time. r/place, their Reddit page, becomes basically practically a put your own designs in, sort of like a colouring book sort of thing, with pixels and everything. And the company behind Colouring Pixels, which is easier to show you on the bonus stuff, Toasty Labs, with their Toasty Bear logo. In fact, we'll bring it up so you can see it. Let's colour that in. The great thing is, because of the way that's colouring because that's the way that I coloured it. It actually, from that format, it looks like it's oh, I see, it's just a link there. My bad. Opened up a web browser link. Their logo, of which I think was this bear, showed up in r/place. So they decided to get a screenshot at that very point and make it into a whole book. The reason why that's daunting, as you'll see in a minute as it loads up, yeah, every single image is 500 by 500 pixels. If you do the math, 500 times 5 is 2,500, times 100 is 250,000. And there's 16 images. So 250,000 times 16 is 4 million pixels to colour in. And I can't even remember where their actual logo shows up. The bottom one is somewhat less busy because people sorted stuff up with this one. With these ones, I always had the problem of like missing one colour, but because it was that big, it was impossible to do. So with these, I had to work it sort of stage by stage and everything. I've realised I've got to make it small because there's swearing on that one. So just to be on the safe side, I'll put on the swearing thing. But if I zoom past it, you can see there's a Liverpool Football Club one, Destiny, I think the streamer, Some the weekend stuff, Mandem. American flag in place. The blue corner, Argentina. And I think Portugal there, relating to Ronaldo and Messi and everything. Half-Life 3 confirmed. But there's a whole load of those things. You can see a lot of French stuff here. There's Anakin and Obi-Wan battling there. Frank Zappa, the peace sign, the Total Biscuit lol thing. I think I see a sign of Pepe there. You can see a lot of the German flag going down and up. I guess the down one would be Belgium rather than the cross for being the other one. There's the Assassin's Creed logo. The Osu thing, Star Wars, F1, Turkish flag, a lot of stuff for Ukraine, which is understandable. Italy, all sorts of things. Although the top one, the very top corner of the first one is pretty funny. Because the connection lost, please wait as tempting to re-establish. It's pretty good. I see some 9 Inch Nails stuff there, some more French. Iran. Magnus Carlsen, the chess player. The Gnome. Some Indian stuff. Big thing for Silk Song. All sorts of things, but, very well put together. Just a heck of a terrible thing to try and colour in. I think that took me like 6-7 months to actually finish. Because I couldn't do them in one go like I can with like some of these. Some of the more complicated ones, like let's have a look at the last ones that I did for the pirate stuff. They're relatively simple. It's like scale stuff like that Astronaut, which has got a lot of different panels. I guess the advantage is they're all sort of bunged together. That's a pretty big picture at 290 by 185. That's 600 by 50, but I guess it makes up for it. The Shrine is obviously a pretty complicated one. At about 90,000. If I can do my 300 by 300 off the top of my head. Correct. Giant Fossil one. Mobile City that's got a lot going on in it. It's more dodgy to do when you've got a lot of different colours on a big image. All the different map stuff here. Trying to see where the next one that I can find that was pretty tough to colour in, that wasn't r/place. See, they had the advantage of all being the same size because they were tarot cards. Night Quest was an interesting one because obviously it's clearly inspired by Symphony of the Night or stuff like that, the Castlevania things. I guess those are some of the tougher ones as well. The actual pictures that have been digitized and turned somehow via the power of colour. The isometric ones I remember being quite annoying. Where's the first one? There it is. Oh, it's not even that one that I thought. Is it realistic? Yeah, some of the realistic ones are bad. Because there's only 20 colours using that Great Wall, but a lot of it, because it's realistic, means that there's bits here and there. I'm trying to remember where the... Was it in Isometric 2? No? It was sort of like... It was like a street thing. Oh, is the Illusions? No. I'm honestly now trying to find this because it's annoying me. Holidays, maybe? Oh, that's Christmas holidays rather than... Was it one of the community ones? It may have been. I do like that they do have sort of community ones that I think get added as free stuff. Voted on like various things. There's obviously a meta one because that's a Minesweeper style one. But the ultimate meta one is this one, where somebody managed to recreate the main menu of sorts. In the stuff as well. Which is a nice little touch. Let's put that there. So yeah, that is your lot for this one. Yeah, if you do want to try it, the basic pack of like the free books, the bonus and the community stuff are all free. All the other ones beyond there, I believe, are paid DLC. But if you manage to catch that when Steam sale's going on, you can normally get them for a little bit cheaper as well. And of course, by buying it, you're helping the devs as well make all their other stuff. I might showcase some of their other games as well, possibly. But yeah, that's your lot for this one. Check out all the other content. More Gaming with Ash and Snack Stash from me. More Sip and Snack and Voices of Liberty and other stuff from Owen. AJ has your movie reviews and your verses. And then the combined group of us, along with Chris when he's available. We have the Popcast Movie Club, as well as the Pop the Question Q&A sort of sessions where we talk about movies sort of in general with your points in the live chat and everything, or on the Discord and all that. So, with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.